on the controller. What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with a quick look at this Hyper Go RC truck. They contacted me through email, asked if I would want to check this out, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, because I picked up one of these trucks very similar to this off of Amazon at one point in time, and it was a brush setup. I ran it for about 5 minutes in the garage here and was like, this thing's too slow. I wanted to go brushless with it, just never have done it. So when I seen this one was brushless and it had a gyro, I was like, yes, I definitely want to check that out. I've been ripping this thing and I am 100% pleased with this. I absolutely love this thing. So I had an infraction a long while back and I sold it, and I've kind of missed it ever since. I've been thinking about getting another one, but here at the house, my space is kind of limited outside where I can run it. This thing fits that perfect. So this kind of gives me that same feel, but it's much better for the area I have. So this is a very good looking truck. I have beat mine up, so you can see it's been used and abused and nothing has broke. Everything is ran perfectly. So I want to show you a little bit of kind of what this comes with, and then we'll talk some more about it. Right out of the box, it comes with these like street tires. These are a lot of fun to rip around, just basically driving this kind of like an infraction, and you can get a really good drift going, but have a little more traction. Then you also get a set of off-road tires. I don't really see me taking this off-road too much because it sits so low, and these are the same size as the stock tires, so it's not like you're gaining any clearance with these, but it's nice to have an extra set of tires. I can probably rip these around on the concrete because you can see I have well used these and they are getting worn. So I've got to check on getting some more tires for this because I know I'm absolutely going to wear those out. This thing is just so much fun. And I was having a blast on it with these tires and was all excited. And I hadn't even put the drift tires on yet. I put the drift tires on, went out and fell in love with this thing. So much that I kind of want to order another one. They're like 150 bucks. 4-wheel drive, brushless setup. You get one of these 2S packs included. You get the charger for it. You get some tools, wheel wrench, Phillips head screwdriver, some extra pins and stuff, which come in handy. I had one flew off. Luckily, I found it. You get some extra springs for the shocks if you want to change the spring rate, and a few extra screws for this or that, I guess. This has a pretty nice filling transmitter, which is kind of limited. You can see I left mine on. Looks like it shuts off if you leave it on too long, so that's good. It has a off 70% and 100%. So if you got a kid driving this or something, you can limit it, or if you're just learning, you can limit your throttle a little bit. It has a steering trim and then an FN switch. So that's for the FN lights. And it has a lot of effing lights. All right, so but no, seriously, that works your lights. You hit it, they come on. You hit it again, they do like some flashing. Hit it again. I'll show you that in a minute. But man, this is a very cool looking truck. It reminds me of the infraction. I keep saying that, but it does, and it really drives like a small version of it. Drives very well. You'll see it comes with a dust cover type setup here that saves a little bit of dust from getting into the electronics. It's got, of course, the brushless motor and ESC with fans on both. I ripped this thing hard on a 3S pack because they also have these that you can get. You can get lots of different packs on Amazon that will fit this thing. I'll link some in the description. As long as they have the Dean's or T connector, you can just plug it straight in without having to change any adapters. They also have this nice hard pack. They sent me these extra. These are not normally included, but I'm sure you can get these from them as well. But on the 2S, it ran very well. I got probably close to 30 minutes of runtime out of this. I mean, I was surprised. I know I had at least 25 minutes. I kind of lost track after that because I couldn't believe it was lasting that long for one. But I was constantly ripping straight down, back, brake, throttle, brake, just hard on it. And it lasted a good long while. Now, charging this on the charger that comes with it, probably going to take you an hour or more, just guessing. I use just a quick charger that I have. I can link a cheap quick charger in the description as well. That will work well. But overall, had a blast with this thing. Ripping it on the 3S for a good solid 20-25 minutes. Didn't even have heat issues at all. The motor got to about 110. ESC was about 90, I think, 80, 90, somewhere in there. But neither one of them really felt hot. They've got these heat sinks and fans. Everything stayed cool. The gyro works very well. The servo is a little bit slower, so if you turn that gyro way up, you kind of run into some issues. Like if you punch this straight away, it tries to correct, and the servo is not fast enough to do what it wants, and it'll just kind of shoot off to the side. So I recommend turning it to about half to maybe 3/4 at most, and you should be good. That's where my sweet spot was. With that turned way up, it just would go a little haywire every now and then. So either below that or around half worked good for me. So very pleased with this. I beat it. I smashed it into stuff. No issues yet. I cracked the body just a little bit over here. But I have a video on like repairing bodies and how to make them last a little longer. So I'll try to link that in the description and post it up here somewhere. With a little shoe goo trick, you can definitely make the body last longer. The lights held up, everything worked well. I like that the gyro and the receiver are separate. So if you want to change the transmitter, put it on something you already have, you can throw your receiver in there, you're good to go. And that way you could get like steering dual rate and stuff, because this is kind of basic. It doesn't have the dual rates, but it does have a good foam feel to it, or wheel on there with a good feel. And one cool thing is this only takes 2 AA's in the bottom, or for the transmitter. So 2 batteries versus 4, always better, right? You got the manual that does have a detailed exploded view. It's got part numbers listed in there. So I'm going to search for some wheels soon. I was loving this thing on these tires, having a blast with it, and was like, yeah, I'm definitely recommending this thing if it holds up, because I'm having a blast. And then I put the drift tires on there and I freaked out. I mean, I was blown away with how fun this was. I love 4-wheel drive drift cars. It's just a lot of fun to drift around out here on the concrete. I could definitely see me just marking off a little course, and maybe if I can talk a couple people into getting these around here, have some people over and just rip these things around. Very, very fun. So far, to me, well worth the money. I haven't broke anything. I mean, I've smacked it into curbs, smacked it into the lawn furniture. Like, it's took a pretty good beating and no issues so far. So I can highly recommend this one based on my time with it so far. This thing's definitely a blast to drive. I've been wanting to get my infraction again. I sold mine and I kind of miss it, being able to go out and rip around like this. But the main problem with it is I usually had to go somewhere to run it, because here at the house, this is kind of the area I have, and it's a little too big for this area. This thing really kind of nice. Satisfies that itch. It's plenty of fun, and you got lots of room in a small area. I mean, this is not a huge place to play right here, but plenty of room to rip this thing around. I mean, I could easily build a little course out here, have a track going, a couple of these. Uh-oh. It just shot to the right there. I don't know if the servo took a hit or what. The servo is the only thing I would say is a little weak. See, it just, every now and then you can tell it's pretty laggy. Something, oh, it's a rock. So I don't really see me taking this thing off-road with the tires that were included, because I mean, it just sits so low, and those tires are the same size as these, so you're gonna be sitting so low that I don't see me really going off-road. But maybe it's another set of tires we can just burn up here on the concrete, because these are gonna go fast. I definitely want to try the drift tires out next. I kind of just want to see how long I could rip this on this included battery. So standard, this comes with the 1.2S pack, and then they have the others available that you can get that they luckily sent me, so I had added playtime, because this thing is a lot of fun. I think it would be more fun to kind of, even drawing a track out on the concrete with some chalk or something like that. We do that with the Mini Bs sometimes. It'd be a blast to do that with these, and you could actually put a little jump, a little bump here and there for it, because this thing does have some decent shocks on it, it feels like anyways. Oh, it stuck some hits too, I gotta say. This thing is crazy. And it can do gravel. It's obviously going to be very hard on it. Very hard on the body probably. But you can get away with a little bit off-road. So definitely a cool little toy. Oh yeah. At 147 bucks on Amazon at the moment, this is a great pickup. I'll link it in the description, but for me, there's tons of fun to be had with this thing. It's got a 3700 kV brushless motor with a 45 amp ESC. You can run 3S on it, and it can take a beating. You can see this thing. I smacked that pole over and over. Took it to work, drove it, smacked a curb. You know, you got the lights, you can run it at night. It's got the gyro included. Just lots of fun. These things are fun to put the drift tires on and run around in small areas inside the garage during the winter, stuff like that. We do that sometimes. And, you know, with the drift tires, you can definitely have a lot of fun in a small area. And then you can see this thing took a beating, but it's got some very controlled drifts. This is with the rubber tires here. And I was able to get some pretty clean lines across there, you know, after trying it about 10,000 times. I got a real nice one there, but man, it's so much fun just playing around trying to get that one perfect rip. And definitely recommend this one. Held up to my abuse, and I look forward to take plenty more. So you guys let me know what you think about it. I appreciate everybody watching. Peace.